Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Thursday, May 3rd, 11:06 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. You're looking at a major uptick in earthquake activity on the southeastern flank of Hawaii, the main island. Mauna Loa is the volcano in question, but we're talking about a rupture here on the eastern seaboard, which has now caused evacuations and a magnitude 5 earthquake, and lava is now spilling into Leilani Estates, where there's mandatory evacuations as we speak. And what this is showing us is that not only do silicious-rich volcanoes respond to cosmic ray flux, but so do the basaltic lesser volcanoes. Now, this is not a lesser volcano by any scale. This is a massive, one of the tallest features on Earth, basaltic volcano in Mauna Loa. And as we know from geologic investigations, this hotspot has been migrating for millions of years, and now the hotspot is apparently centered to the south where it should be, and we could be forming a new section of island in the very near future, which is good news because most of the people living up in this region should not be that affected. But the entire east and southern coast of Hawaii could no longer be not hospitable to living. We could have massive lava flows, a huge fracture forming, a huge caldera dropping in. This could be major activity on the uptick as it is worldwide as we descend into the grand solar minimum. Let's take a look right outside here where I am live, 20 miles as the crow flies. You can see these are picnic tables completely covered in snow that has fallen over the last 24 hours in the southern Rockies. In the Four Corners region, much needed snow. We were at 50%, now we're well above 60% snowpack. So that's taking us out of the drought mode, which is good news. And we're talking 12 to 16 inches of snow up here at Wolf Creek over the last 24 hours. One of the biggest storms this winter happened right before the summer. Let's go look at the GFS models. The next 24 hours is going to bring more needed snow to the southern Rockies into northern New Mexico, as well as northern Colorado should expect to see some light snow. And then let's move the model through here. Saturday, eastern Canada receiving some light snow. And then by Monday, the snow is dropping down into the northeast again. And you're looking for light snow in northern Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and maybe the northern Dax. It stays pretty quiet through the week. And then May 10th, a system starts moving through the central craton here. Interesting, by May 12th, there's going to be light snow in the Michigan area, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota. Heads up. In the areas that are just warming up here in southern Alberta, British Columbia is picking up 6 to 12 more inches of snow heading into the second week of May. And then a major system comes down from Alaska here, bringing widespread snow to the west as this storm moves east. May 14th, take a look. We have snows in the Bitterroots, snows throughout Oregon and the Cascades, Washington State, the Sierras, Central Nevada. And we're going to be watching this closely. This is for the end of May, the third week of May, folks. Take a look at the GFS model showing snow widespread in May. So we're going to see what happens with this system, watching it closely. Weather Ready Nation map. We have thunderstorm watches and warnings in the Austin, San Antonio area. We have extreme heat warnings in central Arizona and the California desert. Flood watches out for southern and southeastern Wisconsin. More flood watches here in southwestern Missouri. I'll leave you links to all these things. Heavy snowpack promises more flood in western Montana. Heads up, western Montana. Flooding is going to be the theme. Flooding emergency in Saranac Lake. Heads up, Saranac Lake. This is all from heavy snowpack up in the mountains. Record snows. Let's talk about tornadoes. Baseball-sized hail wreaking havoc as severe storms hit the Great Plains. Tornadoes were reported in Kansas and Nebraska on the evening of May 2nd as a round of severe weather hit the plains. The severe storms caused damage to homes and buildings. No injuries were reported. Take a look at the hail. Boom! Heads up. I mean, if that hit your head, God forbid, we might all need helmets in the future. Hail takes Nevada by storm. This is an inch and a half. Guys, if you're watching and you had this hail, send me pictures. Tell me if it hit you. Did you have a helmet on? These are things we need to know. More than 90 killed as high-velocity dust storms, hail, and a major thunderstorm hits India. And this is no Hail Mary. More than 90 people were killed on Wednesday, May 2nd, and Thursday, May 3rd in 2018 after a ferocious thunderstorm accompanied by a high-velocity dust storm. Large hail hit parts of India. The storm destroyed numerous houses, uprooted trees, and downed more than 8,000 electricity poles in Rajasthan alone, disrupting electricity across the vast area. The worst affected area in the state of Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan, where at least 70 people lost their lives. Yep. Heads up. Thank you, watchers. We love the coverage over there. Catastrophic floods hit Somalia, some of the worst the region has ever seen. Totally fluxed. Look at the picture here. These are homes, and this is a giant lake. Long-term rainfall has caused catastrophic flood situation across Somalia, described as some of the worst the region has ever seen. Flash and river floods have now affected 630,000 people and displaced 250,000. The region was ravaged by drought and near famine conditions last year, the exact opposite as we descend into the grand solar minimum. As predicted, we're talking extreme swings from record snow, record cold to record heat and record drought. Extreme weather, 4 months of rain in 2 days hit Sardinia in Italy, totally fluxed. That guy got a new sedan, and he got a wake-up call. Record-breaking rains hit the Italian island of Sardinia over the past 2 days, causing severe flooding and landslides. More than 100 people were forced to evacuate their homes. Schools have been closed, and firefighters will call to over 100 interventions. The eastern coast of the island is reportedly the worst affected in this wave of severe weather. We have evacuations in Hawaii ongoing. Rain kills 5 in Telangana. Crop loss at 100 crore. I wish I knew what that meant. I don't have time to research every word. Hyderabad. Heavy rain accompanied by strong wind and hail left a trail of destruction in several parts of Telangana on Thursday. A man died after a portion of his house collapsed in Warangal, while 2 people were killed in Nalgonda and 1 each in Rangareddy in Warangal. In rain-related incidents, normal life was hit hard with road transport disrupted due to fall of trees, arterial roads, power supply was disrupted, scores of villages plunged into darkness. Though the sudden downpour brought much-needed relief from the sweltering summer heat, it caused untold damage to farmers in several districts across the state. Standing crops spread over thousands of acres were flattened. Are you listening, Christian? This goes on the map. Unfortunately, as we can clearly see, the jig is up. Crop losses are imminent. They're happening globally. There are worldwide cascading crop losses due to extreme weather events as predicted as the sun shuts down. Predicted crop losses in New South Wales due to drought conditions. Drought conditions in the New South Wales are slicing some big numbers off the crop state's crop forecast. Farmers around in the state's west central say they have the second driest start to the season ever. So we're going to see more devastating crop losses as the summer progresses. Weed killer found in granola and crackers. This is the crony capitalism empire model that's about to collapse. Monsanto, Bayer et al., now fused as one disgusting multinational corporation that's poisoning you. Well, the FDA is involved because all the people that work at the FDA have worked at Monsanto and Bayer and even in the federal government. Wow, if you didn't know that, then you should look at the last 10 years of my research where I uncover the truth about Monsanto and the revolving door with the federal government and how it's just being pay it forward is what we call it. And it results in your entire family and anything that comes in a box or a bag, processed food, the entire center of the supermarket is contaminated with glyphosate, as well as other completely toxic pesticides. And now we have Agent Orange contaminating our food in the form of a recently approved by the FDA weed killer called 2,4-D, which is basically Agent Orange. Now, in the next few months, the FDA is going to release its study, which has gone over the last 2 years, and it has been leaked. And what they found is that all the honey you're buying in the supermarket that's not raw or organic contains glyphosate above legal limits. So if you're eating the cheap honey, you're killing yourself. If you're eating any of the processed foods that say that was created by genetic engineering, which you can see on the back of most cereals in the aisle, then you're killing yourself, because that food contains carcinogenic materials that we know factually cause cancer. So unless you're taking your cannabis medicine, you're going to get sick. And this is by design so that you then have to go to the doctor. That's why everyone that's over 60 has 14 pharmaceuticals in their medicine cabinet. Do you know how many I have? None. Do you know when the last time I went to the doctor was? I can't remember. Over a decade. I seldom get sick. The reason my voice is hoarse is because I smoke copious amounts of cannabis, and I work myself 18 hours a day in a very dusty, dry environment, and then I do these videos all night. So I'm trying to keep my health to top shape. I eat more leafy greens than most people have ever seen. And my micronutrient count is very high. I don't get colds or flus, and I haven't seen a doctor in 10 years. And I'm approaching 47, folks. Now, this weed killer is found in granola and crackers as well as honey. Internal FDA emails show. So be on the lookout for these reports and stop eating processed food. Learn to grow your own food. Earthquakes could devastate California's Sunset Strip, study finds. Seismologists have been in major quake is effectively inevitable. We know that. We warn about it. And you're screwed. So get out. I'll leave you links to this if you want to know about how screwed you are. Let's do a quick seismic update. There's a lot to talk about Kīlauea and this huge amount of stacked earthquakes that are currently the centerpiece of the globe. Nothing else of note. The most recent major quake of 5.4 rattling off again in Easter Island. Heads up, there could be volcanic activity there shortly. The Moai are shaking in their graves, actually. Hawaii's Kīlauea volcano begins to send lava into communities on the Big Island. Mandatory evacuations are ordered. Let's look at the Hollywood piece here. There are fears that this is imminent. There's the fissure. Good thing they're planning for a worst case scenario. And a lava flow is imminent, folks. So I will leave you links to this video at a glance. Cracks in the roadway began to spew lava on Thursday afternoon on the eastern end of the Big Island. Activity at the Pu'u'o'o vent on Hawaii's Kīlauea volcano hinted at an eruption earlier this week, and now it is imminent, with a 5.0 kicking off in the last 24 hours. And based on my geologic knowledge, similar activity was followed by eruptions on the volcano. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on. Here's another update. 5.0 magnitude quake shakes the volcano area. No tsunami was generated by this large tremor. But let's take a look for ourselves at what's happening here. And here we are on the southeastern flank. You can see smoke emanating from this fissure. Now, it is my belief that this will probably have a major collapse and a major activity in this region and in this region, and a lava flow over the existing lava. There are some major cities and farms in the regions that I'm circling here in the green. And if a new vent opens here, it could be bad news. Now, if we look at the hotspot migration activity of the volcano islands in general, the trend line is in this direction, which puts a new hotspot here and here as likely places. Here's a volcano, down the line, new volcano. Here's a volcano, down the line, new volcano. So I think we're going to see new caldera activity in these two regions, and it will be an end to life in this area of the island. So heads up to those people who live there. Sorry about that, but you live on a volcano. A temperature roller coaster could be coming, and the lies are never more blatant than now. This is coming out today. New research suggests global warming could cause temperatures to swing and get unusually extreme. Well, global warming does not say that temperatures swing. It says it goes up and down. So you guys are lying right from the first sentence. And based on the global temperature of the lower atmosphere that just came in April, 2 days ago, 2018, the data is in. It's the same temperature as it was back in 1988. In fact, in 1988, it was 0.2 degrees C warmer than it is today. That's 40 years ago, and the temperature on the planet has dropped 0.2 degrees C, which means we're going into a modern minimum. There is no global warming. Stop it. Please check your facts. The roller coaster is because of the sun, not because of man, and there's no such thing as global warming. Earth's atmosphere just crossed another troubling climate change threshold, 411. We're up 25% in CO2 in just the last 40 years, and the temperature has not changed. It has dropped. In the last 40 years, the temperature has dropped 0.2 degrees C as CO2 has increased 25%. IPCC, are you listening? You cannot be further from the truth. Disregard anything that the IPCC says. And as CO2 continues to rise, we will continue to tell you that CO2 has nothing to do with the temperature. It never has. And this is a proven fact. We could raise the CO2 to 2,000 parts per million, and the Earth's forests would flourish. And the temperature would be exactly the same or colder, especially if the sun was going into a cold period, as we are. Ice age warning, sunspots begin to disappear from the sun as the Earth braces for a cold snap. Fewer and fewer sunspots are appearing on the sun as the ball of fire prepares to go into a solar minimum, which could lead to a mini ice age, followed by an 80,000-year descent into major glaciation. Now, here's good news coming from the mainstream. Guys, if you don't know about Tamitha Skov, here she is. She is the loudest plasma physicist mouthpiece for NOAA and NASA. And in this shocking video released today, May 3rd, she basically admits that NASA and NOAA know nothing about the sun. Which is awesome because it's the truth. I think the Oppenheimer Ranch Project knows a little bit more about the sun than NASA and NOAA currently do because they use models and we use facts. We use historical documentation, ice core data, and paleoclimatology reconstructions going back hundreds of millions of years to prove a few things. Now we're going to give her first thumbs down ever. And I'm going to show you my comment. Wow, it's refreshing to hear that you say that you guys don't know shit. Boom! Truth, for once, is nice. Yeah, baby. And that's a boom. So check out the video. I'll leave you a link. Now, I'm also going to leave you links to scholarly articles on cloud nucleation and cosmic rays because tons of people ask me every day, are there any articles on that? All you have to do is Google it. I just Googled this sentence, scholarly articles on cloud nucleation and cosmic rays, and boom, I got hundreds of links of information that I could spend years reading. Whew. Now remember, this is all monitored by the powers that be. So don't just look at the first page, go to the second page, jump over to the fifth page. You might see the most important information there. Check the dates. Take a look at this. A recent paper is all the way on the fifth page, which discusses supernova origin of cosmic rays. And the Cloud Project is being hidden over here. Linking cosmic rays to weather and climate is being hidden on the fifth page. Do cosmic rays set the Earth's thermostat? Of course they do. It's being hidden here. Oh my gosh. Do your homework. Please. Colorado County criminalizes self-reliance, off-grid living punished like a crime. My friend Alex Ansary is living in a shed nearby, and he's reported on this event. This isn't over in Costilla County, and this is being reported on by Natural News. And they are harassing people and arresting them for living on their own property, even if it's paid for. Guys, eliminate this. Come over here. I'm going to leave you links to the Pocket of Freedom map. It is in large scale. You want to be moving to counties in red. You can see here in Louisiana, there's only one. Only one in Texas. Check out Colorado. Plenty of pockets of freedom. Unfortunately, Costilla County here is in green, which now should be downgraded to white. But there are a lot of safe places out here in Arizona where you can live on your own land without a septic system. Imagine the insanity where you can actually poop in a hole and let nature take its course. Well, you're allowed to do that in the national forest. How come you can't do that on your own land? I do not understand where we're going here. It's called control. It's the control narrative. So here are the Pockets of Freedom map. If you're going to move or you want to move somewhere where you can camp on your land, make a bug out, and have a badass time, do whatever you want. Go red. Amazingly, a lot of this is in the Philadelphia area, which is why right in Center City, Philly, there's an earth ship on a vacant lot. Because you can do it if you have the right signature. You just need an engineer to say, yeah, it's fine. Same thing over here in Archuleta County where we are. So locate a pocket of freedom if you're doing your homework, and I'll leave you this map, and that's where you start. Anita Bailey, PhD, author of Cold Times, contacted me today to recommend Penny University to all of you preppers out there that need to get started. This is a repository of layman information on what you need to know to survive and thrive in the future. How to defend yourself from a dog, wolf, coyote. You know, that's important. The importance of doing home drills. Prepping, shelter, bunker, survival checklist. Awesome. I watched it. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. So check out Penny University. That's all I'll say there. The truth is coming. Of course, we're going to bring it to you. That's what we specialize in, the truth. Now, Dr. Regina Nelson and her partner are going to be joining us on our radio show May 16th. Now, Mike and Dr. Nelson reached out to us, which I love. And they are responsible for Plant a Seed for Cannabis Education American Tour 2017. And Dr. Nelson's book, Medical Cannabis Recommendation, an integral exploration of doctor-patient experiences, is going to be revealed to you guys, our subscribers, because the Oppenheimer Ranch Project only reveals the truth to its listeners. And they're going to be coming down to the ranch to check it out, and we're going to hang out. We're going to have awesome conversations. They just started a YouTube channel, so come over here and blow this up. There's 10 subscribers. ECS Therapy, Cannabis Conversations Today. This happens every Friday at 4:20. This is their first one. Come watch it. I did. It's worth it. And get familiar with Mike and Dr. Nelson, because they're going to be joining us on the show, and they're two awesome people that are part of the solution. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. As we can clearly all see here, the jig is up. And that's a boom. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. Times are changing quickly. If you're not prepping every week, every day, taking steps to survive and thrive in the changing times, you're wasting time. You could become a casualty. There is so much to learn. Keep watching and be safe. We love each and every one of you.